Hello, welcome to Homeopathic Services. My name is Pierre Fontaine, and for 30 years I have treated essentially only autism. And it is a good time after 30 years. It is a very good time. And today I can't wait to share this case because it shows many different elements that I talk about on a weekly basis on these Facebook videos. This is a case I started 7 months ago, late June 2025. This child had no eye contact, zero. No spontaneous interaction, zero. And no spontaneous speech, absolutely zero. Within 6 months, he has improved dramatically. But when parents tell me my child has improved, it is always very difficult for me to understand what has happened to the child. Why? Because the child still has, by and large, many problems that have haphazardly, some qualities have haphazardly improved. But you don't see a straight line of full development. That is what we see with biomed. With biomed, it's never a full development, a movement from on the spectrum to off the spectrum. This is what I absolutely hammer every week. And every week I give an example, but this one was just too good to pass. I had to share it in this morning. It's such a great representation of what must happen. If you do not see this in your child is not going to be off the spectrum. I can promise you. Because autism is conceptual inability. It is nothing else. And what needs to happen is to return conceptual inability to conceptual ability. And then your child will be off the spectrum. There is no doubt about it. If you are trying to get to off the spectrum by approaching the matter through clearing vaccines and whatnot, and I have never said that I don't believe vaccines or antibiotics or anything else is not a culprit. It is one of many. But if you're doing that, you're really battling yesterday's battle. Today, your child is on the spectrum, and that's what needs to be addressed. Autism itself, not what might have caused it. With what might have caused it, you may be able to address a few things haphazardly, a little bit calmer, but the child still remains with an enormous amount of challenge. Here's this case that I started 6 months ago with, again, zero eye contact, spontaneous interaction, and spontaneous speech. He gets up in the morning now. He prepares himself for school. Most of the time, he gets ready by himself. What does this mean in actual life? In actual life, in conceptual ability, it means that the child knows he's going to school and he needs to get prepared on time. Get prepared means he needs to brush his teeth, he needs to clothe himself by himself. He's doing all of this by himself. This is not learned, you see. Every parent is trying to get the child to learn something. Yes, there is a learning element, of course, but get this, you need, in other words, you don't need to teach how to button a shirt, maybe a couple of times, but not every day. You don't need to teach that you need, or remind that, okay, it's time to get dressed and it's time to brush the teeth and it's time to do this and that and that and that and that. He does it by himself. He's beginning to understand life. The child who had no speech at all is asking for specific food. Now he wants Greek yogurt. Doesn't want yogurt. Before he never asks for anything. Now he asks for something specific. I would like Greeks, but I want Greek yogurt. He's doing really good in swimming. Now, a lot of parents understandably want the child to be in the pool because they like to be in the water. But learning actually to really swim takes forever and ever. But here, he's getting the concept that swimming is moving from one place to another on his own. He's getting the concept of swimming, not just making movement that looks like swimming. It's the same with writing, not making some bars to that mean an A to everybody else, but not him. To him, an A is 3 bars. See, there's the concept. And here, because he's moving so fast, they're continuously renewing the plans for speech at warp speed. The kid who had no interaction now has a little friend he sits next to. You see? He has no problem. He's not sitting in a corner by himself. He has no problem with a little friend whom he helps. That is the situation. That is what I thought. I thought this is so brilliant. This is exactly how a child will be diagnosed of the spectrum. If you have an improvement here and they're disconnected from another, disconnected from the larger concept of life, you're never going to get there, frankly. This is the way it's supposed to happen. From being in a corner by himself to coming in the group to having a little friend, and now he helps the little friend, having some sense of responsibility. Maybe unknown to us yet, but maybe we'll find out, probably will, someday, that he thought, well, I need to help him because I think I know where he's coming from, this kid. That's what I think is happening. We don't know yet. Stimming is gone. He's playing with his sister. He's playing with the sister with dolls and stuffed animals, and they take turns. He never cared about any of this before. They go to those do-it-yourself big stores, Home Depot stuff. And they have classes, and he's all happy. They build stuff with little hammers and screwdrivers. And there's about 20 kids in the group, and before he would never have gone because too many kids, too much noise. He would just run away from people. Now he likes crowds. You see, he's understanding life. He's not learning one thing at the time that will be impossible. It shows in his face that he's happy, that he did something for the whole day. It shows for the whole day. It shows for the whole day. That means the whole day he carries this sense of self-satisfaction. It's not like he's moving from one thing to another without any understanding of what he's done before, which happens so often. So we try to get the kids to learn. They can't learn because they don't know the concept of what they are learning, the concept of an alphabet, for example. Writing an A is not an A, it's 3 bars. Here, he completely gets it. He made something with his little hammer and screwdriver in his 2 hands. And he's happy throughout the day. It's not forgotten in 30 seconds. This is just beautiful. Hyperactivity is down. He's taking some initiation in play. Stimming is gone, but if there are other kids, he may start, like the bouncy house, that kind of thing. Those types of situation, he may still start to, but he's aware of himself, so he stops himself. I mean, he used to run off from us. He does not run anymore. He used to expose himself, does not expose himself anymore. Before, he never picked up a toy. He plays with his sister. They exchange toys. This is a case that is on its way to being off the spectrum. We went from 0 to this. Only this way. Only if you see this across the board. That you can say my child will be off the spectrum. Only if you see this. Interaction in many different ways. In big groups, with the sister, with a new friend now. You see, in terms of interaction, it's across the board. In terms of speech, it's not yogurt, our mom, I like Greek yogurt. Now, it's still limited. This is 6 months. It's not off the spectrum completely. I'll give updates. But this is fantastic. He never asked for any kind of food. He's eating normally now. I mean, how many people would like that? He prepares himself for school. It's not a hustle all morning long. Doesn't have to be the red shirt with the red pants, or maybe even shorts, even it's the middle of the winter because the child only wears, the blue shorts, whatever. No, this is across the board. There's a full understanding. That's why I wanted to share this with you. I just thought it's so great. This happens all the time now because the understanding is just through the roof, and it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's not possible for me to not let people know. It's just not. This is just, it is what it is. Okay. Thank you thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for listening. The website is homeopathicservices.com. Send me an email if you're interested. Send me an email from there. The email itself is homeoserve@gmail.com. The phone remains a bit of a challenge, although did a step forward yesterday. Email me if you're interested. Definitely pass these video clips along. Today is just too good. People must know about this. They must know of how it happens, how it must happen in order for children to be diagnosed off the spectrum. Any child can be diagnosed off the spectrum. I'll try to present the case of a 19-year-old, probably on Sunday. But this was just too good to pass up. Thank you so very much. Enjoy the day. pass it along. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.